What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Kickin with Kachi, where we highlight individuals that are really taking their industry by storm. And today, we have an amazing, I won't even say fashion designer, I'll say fashion innovator, fashion creator, you know what I'm saying? Fashion trailblazer, straight out from the Midwest, going to the East Coast, back to the West Coast, all over the globe. Hopefully, I see you in all the stores. Need my jacket. Shilaken, thank you for coming in and kicking with me today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you for having me on the show.
So I tried to use the French voice thing to try and teach me how to say this word because I was saying Shilaken atelier, but that's not how you say it. It's like atelier. You know what I'm saying? But if you guys don't know, Shilaken is an amazing creative who is the CEO and founder of One of One Sustainable Fashion Shilaken Atelier.
There we go.
Yes, I
You
tried. I
know,
tried.
I don't know. I guess the translate would work. I just say Shilac and Atelier.
Okay.
Hey, we learn something new every day.
Hey man, I just had to Google it because I have a degree in English, but I can't speak it. That's why I had to go study it. So that's the whole thing. Speaking about studying though, fellow HBCU Spelman class of 2023, one, I give you congratulations on graduating because graduating HBCU, as we both know, is is a task in itself.
For sure.
Uh, so congratulations on that as well, and that kind of wants to give me where my story began, right? So if you guys don't know, Charlotte started in 2019. My girl's in high school. She's hustling. She's making scrunchies, bonnets for the people them in the class. Then she goes to Spelman, didn't wasn't able to get the sewing machine that her grandma gave her, unfortunately, but bought a new sewing machine which unlocked a whole new potential for her where she can now, expand her creativity and really test her metal. And then that led to jackets and pants and anything else you could really get your hands on, right? Why decided to go the one of one route, the upscaling, the doing everything by hand route? Because as we know, there's whole other different venues you can get into when it gets into fashion.
Yeah, for sure. I would say I really decided to go the upskilling route. I kind of fell into it just because during the pandemic is really when I started to lock in on my craft. And I had jeans that I didn't wear anymore laying around, blankets that I had since I was a little kid laying around, and I was like, let me just try some things out. Like, I know I can sew. Let me just see what I can do with it. And so it kind of like fell into it. But now, like, sustainability is a really big part of my brand. And I think there's so many other materials out there that we can take apart and make something new instead of constantly having to buy new materials.
So would you? Well, obviously, I would say I don't want to like kind of know names or anything, but what is your kind of? This is kind of like an antithesis, sort of a foil to kind of what's popular now, that fast fashion machine that's kind of driving the market right now, where it's like, oh, we need things right now, right? So in building a business where, and I'm assuming everything is made by hand, right?
Yes.
And building a business where everything is made by hand, how does that become sustainable for you?
Yeah, so I would say great question. I would say for me, it's really about looking at sustainability in a lot of different definitions. So I look at it one with the environment, but two, the longevity of the brand, and then also the longevity of the clothes. So I would say, when it comes to like the things that I'm doing right now, I'm actually working on like having more people on my team that are sewing everything. But
Mm.
it's more stuff are made with quality versus when you really get into garment construction, you see a lot of the fast fashion is made with, a single stitch. They might not be doing all the extra details to make sure the garment stays constructed for a long amount of time. You might get one or two washes and it's done. But I think that that serves a purpose in a sense. If you're going to a party or you're going to an event, you only need the outfit one time. So you have it, but it's just not sustainable for the environment in that way. So my process, it's really the quality over the quantity. And I also consider my stuff art. So I do have a little bit more choice in my pricing options. Everything is one of one. So when you have it, that's it. I don't recreate anything in the same like kind of design. The hoodies are kind of my signature silhouette, I would say. But yeah, like I definitely have a lot of freedom with the market in a sense because it's not all out there, and you'll see the fast fashion replications of it are definitely not good quality, so they're falling apart, two, three times. They're peeling a lot. But my stuff, you could throw it in the washer on whatever with some jeans in there, whatever, it's gonna stay cool.
And one, speaking, I know we connected about that earlier, right? about the HBCU experience and being on campus. Like when you're on HBCU, you're with like the creme de la creme. You got the valedictorians, the prom kings, prom queens, jocks, everything. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest creme de la creme show is a homecoming, right? HBCU
Yep.
homecoming is the biggest show in the world, right? It's like basically Paris Fashion Week for HBCUs. So what has been your experience, right? Like a new up and coming designer, you're coming with these designs that are really out of the box. They're being placed in a position of high scrutiny, right? With all these eyes and all this attention on you. What was that experience like in kind of getting your first look at your clothes on a runway through other people's eyes?
Yeah, for sure. So I actually did my first fashion show, 2021. It was the Clark Atlanta University fashion show. It was crazy because at Clark, it's a production. It's not just a fashion show. It's a production. They're gonna have dances. They're not just gonna be walking. They're gonna be flipping on stage, everything like that. And I honestly had a great time. I would say I kind of been spoiled in the sense where every fashion show I've done has almost been received very well. I think just because I do have out of the box creation. I think, I'm starting to see more student designers when I was there starting to do the sustainability, the one-on-one aspect. And I love to see that because I think everybody puts their different flavor on it. But I would say, it was really just an experimentation process for me. Like the first show, it was cool. And then I kept doing it and I kept getting invited back every single time. So it was really a great experience. No negativity, all positivity coming from that. But on top of that, I would say, one thing that I do focus on with my brand in general and doing fashion shows is keeping the authentic and genuine vibe. I would say when I do those fashion shows, the models that I pick, I make sure I pick models that exert this type of confidence that is unmatched. They can wear the clothes and rock the clothes and show the nature of the clothes and show their own energy. I think I kind of like to say my clothes are one of one, just kind of like all of us in the world. We're all one of one. We're all our unique selves. So they kind of showed up on the runway every single time, and it was always a bang.
And you guys don't know this, but I'm as I told Shilaken as well. I do very deep dives. Sorry, my job is weird. I stalk people. But you also volunteered at Habitat for Humanity, right, for a couple months, a couple years. So has that also thinking, right, empowering individuals, helping other people out of through art, through expression, Habitat for Humanity, through volunteering work, right, and helping those that are, I think, housing insecurity. How does that sort of influence right now who you are now in 2025, right? You knew who Shilaken wanted to be in 2019, right? You're kind of making your way there to being Shilaken, right? Being the thing. So now who you are today, how has the ethos kind of evolved or stayed the same in different ways or kind of the same ways?
Yeah, for sure. So I would say, I did Habitat for Humanity. When I was in Atlanta, I volunteered at this Pittman Park Recreation Center, tutoring kids from first to like sixth grade. I've done other numerous volunteer activities, and I think, just putting yourself out there and doing things that necessarily don't have to be to what you want to go to. You don't have to be a teacher to want to be a tutor. You don't have to be wanting to be interested in construction to help build houses, but just knowing that you're benefiting something else, benefiting something bigger than yourself is really something that I try to hone in on. And so I think it's kind of all translates into my brand. Shilaken, I started Shilaken, like the name Shilaken, when I was in sixth grade. So it's all kind of like, how can I not make myself better, but make others better? I think really success, in my own words, is defined as not only what to you can get to, but what can you help others get to? You don't want
Mm.
to just be successful. You want others to be successful as well. So being, volunteering, doing whatever, helping kids out, chasing your dreams is something that, you just got to do if you want to get to the top. And I think over my years, I've learned that. And so I'm constantly, when I clean out my fabric, I got all this fabric behind me. When I clean
I
out
see. I was gonna ask, like, are you moving or what's going on?
it looked really crazy, but I have so much material behind me. And when I moved to Atlanta from when I moved to New York from Atlanta, the first time, it's I was giving away so much material, and it's like people
Right.
be like, "Why are you not selling it? Like you have good material." And it's like because I'm a creative, and like this industry is very gate kept, and oh, you have to pay for this, pay for this, pay for this. If we as a community like would just hand each other some things and help each other out, we can all grow together. And I think that's really the important thing. Help your brother, help your sister out, and you're gonna succeed. Because when you get really big, or say you don't get really big, but the other person get really big, they're gonna look back on you like, oh shoot, like you gave me a lot of stuff to get my, whatever started and all this type of stuff. So
I would say that too because you also have Sorry, my it's hot in my room. But you also have different elements to Shilaken more than just the clothes, right? Like if you guys don't know, she has a whole YouTube page that gives you step by step instructions, video on sewing practices, right? How to market your business. She has videos on how to turn your passions into businesses, right? She has an Amazon storefront that has not only a sewing kit, literally a starter sewing kit for you guys, but also an influencer kit so you guys can market your businesses, right? Like I love how in your brand you have instilled this sense of, hey, I'm self-taught. I'm really, making my way through the weeds just like every other creative and learning through YouTube University, learning through failing, learn through, a garment that I hate, but I worked so hard on it and learned something, but still made it through, right? And now can still see successes, right? And seeing these things, I love that, right? So was that obviously I would say that was an intentional choice, but and now moving that, how has that sort of helped the community built by your business, right? How has having these added elements to just not just fashion, but to just the Shy Lacking universe?
I think it's really helped me in the sense that, people can support my brand not only just by buying stuff. You can support my brand by following me, by reposting my stuff, by even shopping off some of my recommendation sewing things. It's kind of more of a community aspect because I have a lot of quote unquote fans, I would say, people that reach out to me and tell me how I motivate them, and they haven't bought any products, but I know that I've helped them in some way, either by giving them knowledge, giving them insights into the fashion industry. If somebody wants to start a brand, I tell them, you can hit me up. I'm not going to gatekeep my information. And so I think that kind of is helping me build out the community aspect by, there's different, some people don't want to buy the clothes. They just want to know how to be an influencer. They might have, a car brand they trying to market, or, they're trying to sell game cards, like something else they're trying to market, that it's all transferable skills. And I think that's another thing too, when it comes down to work. Like, mind you, I've had over 20 jobs. So when it comes to working, volunteering, marketing yourself in different ways, they're all transferable skills that can, go into the whole of whatever your goal is.
And right, going into, I try to do the deep dive as deep as I could. Your LinkedIn stopped at 2024, right? I don't know if you got the 9 to 5. Has the 5 to 9 finally encompassed the 9 to 5? Right now it's a 12 to 12.
Yeah. So basically, it is probably like a 12 to 12.
Can we get an amen? Thank you, Jesus. When a creative quits their job, I feel like every creative just has a round of applause. Like, you did it.
Congratulations. No, for real. It is one of those markers on your journey that just make you see that, like, you're kind of there, but you're not really there. It's a constant
Mm-hmm.
journey. You don't ever reach the top. And I think a lot of people look for that. Oh, I'm going to reach the top. It's always a learning process, always thing to learn and improve on. But yes, I did have a corporate job. It was cool. I would say, corporate's not for me, but it did give me a lot of skills and insights into the industry that I'm very grateful of. So I would say, no job, or no college or nothing experience is never not worth it. Just do it, and you're going to learn something about yourself through doing it. I know some people say college isn't worth it, all this stuff. You're going to learn how to communicate with others. You're going to learn how to be more confident in what you're wearing, or you're going to learn how to network with other peers your age. So it's really about just jumping out on that edge and figuring out what you like to do, and you're going to learn something. You just have to look at it from the positives. If you're constantly looking at things from negatives, you're only going to see negative results and negative information. If you look at it from the positive, you're going to see, okay, I might be working this 9 to 5, only getting paid $10 an hour or something, but you're going to learn something about it. You might get your customer service skills up, your professionalism up, your professional communication up. You might get so much other benefits from it that people aren't honing in on because they're focused on their current situation and how they do not want to be there. Find the benefit in your current situation and you'll succeed.
And I would say when you got into, because Charlakin is a very positive person. She has this one quote that she likes to live by. She says, Bob Marley had this quote in where some people feel the rain and others just get wet, right? Now, me, when I read that, I didn't understand the quote, but then I started thinking about it a little bit more. I was like, well, it's true. Like, some people kind of just pass through life. Other people kind of allow themselves to be in the moment and feel things. Or some people feel the weight of the rain, get stuck in the rain. Other people just
Yeah.
let life pass them. You can look at them both negative and positively. But you also said that you had kind of a hiatus, kind of a step back while you were in Spelman a little bit from sewing, from fashion, right? The pandemic hit and things like that. what brought you back into it, right? You said a friend spoke to you about you and instilled this confidence and energy in you, but right, people tell us things all the time. Hey, you're fired. Hey, your stuff is good. Hey, your stuff is good. But if I'm broke and I don't think the stuff I'm making is good, I don't like it, right? So, what inner voice kind of came out of you and said, "Nah, this is what God has me doing right now. This is what I need to do."
Yes. So it's actually my friend Bryson. He used to be doing my hair back then. I used to be getting these mini braids all the time. He used to be doing my hair in Morehouse dorms. And like I remember the first time I got my hair done by him, or was it the second time? We were just talking and I was telling him how I do fashion, but like I really haven't been doing it. I don't really know where I want to go. Woot the woo. And he really just had this conversation with me, like, Clark fashion shows coming up. I know who's over it. Like, you should really go try to apply for it. Like, your designs are hard and all this type of stuff. And with that though, he was telling me about his passion on how he wanted to be a celebrity hairstylist, how he wanted to move to California and do this with hair, how he wanted to do all this, and like his passion for his own dreams kind of showed me like, dang, like he's really passionate about what he's want to do. He's in school, and it's like his degree may not be what he's trying to do in the future, but
Right.
he's getting through it, and he just had a really positive energy. And then like after that, I did the Clark show, and since then, I literally just did 20 shows. So like it really is that positive. I think we can hear great things from people, but if you're not feeling great yourself, you can kind of sense it. And so I think
Mm-hmm.
the fact that his energy was so high, his confidence in himself was so high, and he had something nice to say to me, I was like, you know what, like maybe I am really hard, like maybe I am that girl, like
Right.
let me
Right.
chase my dreams a little bit. So
And
yeah.
that's good, right? Is they say that like one kind act can like circumvent a thousand negative ones, right? Like all the negative insecurities, all the thoughts ruminating. All you need is really that one person to be like, actually, no, that's dumb. You're fired. What are you talking about? And you're like, huh, you might be right.
Right, right.
You might be kind of right. Do you have any favorite pieces? Any pieces that you absolutely like? Yo, that one, like, you look at yourself like, yeah, I obviously you look at all your pieces like, yo, I ate with that one. But there's one that like, hey, like, that one's a go.
I do. So one of my favorite pieces, it was actually in the University of Vermont show. It was the spiked jacket. So it has
Mm,
these 3D spikes on it. And I think that project specifically, that was the first time I really love spikes, but that was the first time I was like, okay, I gotta figure out how I can do this. I kept looking on YouTube trying to see if I can get any ideas how people make these spikes. Because it was an idea in my head, but I just wanted to see if somebody else had the idea. I couldn't find anything. So it was a lot of trial and error, but I came through. It's fully lined, and that jacket really showed me like, dang, like my sewing skills are like that. And so that's probably like one of my archive pieces that I put in shows, but like I would never sell that piece. Um,
really?
yeah, that's my favorite piece.
I thought we was getting a little comfortable here. I thought we was getting friendly. I thought at the end you was like, "Oh my God, Kachi, that would have been so amazing. Let me give you my favorite piece in the world because this is my favorite interview." But I guess that ship has sailed. Whatever.
Yeah, I know
Whatever.
so many people are like, what? Like, and then I do have another favorite piece now. It's a hoodie that I made, and the back says, "May all." It's a verse, it's a Bible verse, and I think it says, "May all His angels have charge over thee." In the front of the hoodie is a like an angel holding like a baby angel, I want to say.
Hmm.
And it's crazy because those are literally like it's three different blankets I made that hoodie out of, and I love how I combined it. So that's a personal too. But yeah, nobody getting those. This last show, somebody tried to buy that, and I was like, oh no, not for
That's what I'm
sale.
saying. Like, damn, like you got all these favors. You giving us the stuff you hate. Basically, that's how I feel.
Basically,
That's how I feel. I feel like you just giving us hate pieces. You ain't giving us no positivity. You keep all the positivity for yourself. Is what you're telling me. That's just how. But nah, her pieces are really fire though. Her pieces are really fire. My favorite piece that you have was actually at the UV on BSU Fast Show, and we will talk about that as well. But I believe it was like a blanket you said that was in your grandmother's house that had like the depiction of the Noah's Ark things, that you turned it into a oversized shirt. And I loved it when because like how you said like how your pieces all tell stories, and I resonate with that one because my grandma used to take me to Sunday school all the time, and she had all like these kiddie Christian things all around the house too. So when I saw it, I immediately thought of like times with my grandmother too. So I love those
yeah,
things too. And bringing yourself right, like you're used to moving around the country, right? Like you're from the Midwest, going down to Atlanta, been in New York a couple of times. So and now that your work is bringing you to these places, how has that experience been like?
That's just absolutely the cherry on top. I would say the fact that I'm able to travel to these different places at such a young age and experience different people, it's really just showing me, I'm on the right path. I think it's more than the clothes. It really is the community and the positivity you can spread by meeting these new people and, just seeing how different people are. So I would say it's been absolutely amazing. And like the connections that I get to are just, I met you from the UVM show and it's crazy because I think that's one thing. A lot of people try to stay in the place that they're comfortable in. But if you reach out and get into places that you haven't tried out, or maybe you're nervous about being, you're gonna find out something about yourself that's also gonna help benefit others. So, I think it's all a full circle. Just keep going. But it's been absolutely amazing.
And I would say Vermont kind of lit. It's not no New York or Atlanta Fashion Week, but Vermont kind of lit if you didn't know. So I'm glad at least you was able to be here a couple of times and me able to be called back. Like that's an amazing thing too, right? Like not only that you were at the show, they remembered you. Like no, we don't even want you to apply. We need you to come back here. So and now moving forward, like, has there ever been a moment like throughout this whole journey? You're in the game damn near 4 or 5 years now. You got some skin in the game. You're not a rookie no more. So have you have that moment? And it's okay if you haven't yet, but have you had that moment of like, I understand it now. I have my systems. I have my processes. I got a handle of how to keep this machine moving. Have you had that moment yet?
I would say, to be honest, not exactly, but I would say, every day is a learning process for me. I'm learning things constantly new all the time, whether it comes to social media, whether it comes to my techniques, marketing, etc. So I would say it is really like a learning process. I know sometimes I'm like, dang, I've been in the game for so long. And when I talk to other people that don't know that as much as me, I'm like, oh, dang, maybe I do know a lot.
Right, right, right.
After that, I start thinking like, no, I'm not learning myself, so I'm not there yet.
Is there anybody that you look up to? Any brands or designers that you look up to that you're like, yeah, I want to be in the same room as that person. I want to pick their brain a little bit.
Honestly, no, not right now. Like, I think that's something I'm kind of working on. I do want to see where I can latch, but at the same time, I think I really am focused on my growth. How can I be better for myself every day? And, there's not really, I think, like, learning about other designers is very helpful to know more about the industry and possibly your competition. But right now, all my creativity really lies in my head. And so I really don't have anybody that I look after. Like, I think if anything, like my mom is super positive, and so she inspires me to be positive as well. And just kind of like, how can I make myself better, and still instead of focusing on what somebody else is doing way better than me. Um, so yeah,
Your
sure,
design process is a little different too. You said that you don't sketch out what you're doing initially. You just go straight into the sewing machine.
yes.
One, you're crazy. I don't know how you do that. How does that even how do you even get into a process like that? What's your creative process like?
I know, so it's crazy. Most of the time, I would say like with certain materials, I look at the material, and then I think in my head, and then
It's like boom. You're like, yeah,
yeah,
let me play with this. I got this.
right. So like sometimes it takes me like there's some material that I have on this rack that's literally been here since I lived in Atlanta. Like it's been
Mm,
here for years. And then some material I'll just jump right into it. I don't know. Like I honestly like when I'm really thinking about something when it comes to like the spikes or something crazy I haven't done before, I literally have to close my eyes and like sit in silence and think about how am I gonna make this? And then I just do it. And sometimes I think like I do try to write my ideas down sometimes, like, okay, fur jacket with spikes or something.
right.
But I
You
get
just need to
lost.
have you just need to have that. You just need to have it in your hands and just
Like
just
it's
just
yeah,
get it done. Right.
for real, because it's like in my head. Sometimes I feel like, what if I forget it? But I'm like, if
Right.
it's a great idea, I'm not gonna forget it. So I just tap into my inner creativity, and it just works out. Honestly, like it's
So coming off of we just saw you at the UVM BSU Fast Show for a second time. Wonderful designs. What are we looking forward to next? Like what can we expect from some Shilaken, my French, atelier?
uh huh. Yeah, so I would say what's up next. Right now, I'm really trying to hone in on the production of my hoodies. So, like I said, I am trying to bring some. I'm working with some other people on my team, trying to bring in some other people on my team to really get
Do you
the
have a
word out.
sample you want to show? I won't tell anybody if you
Yeah,
want to show me a sample. I won't tell nobody if it's a
like
secret.
actually, I do have this hoodie here that I was talking about, the angel one. But it's really the same hoodies that were in the show. It's just I'm trying to
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
yeah. Show. I said I won't tell nobody. I lied. Show the people.
so
Wow.
one, and then here's the verse on the back.
Wow. Okay. I like this hoodie a lot. I like this one a lot. Yeah.
I've actually that's like silhouette I've been working on. I actually put it in the first fashion show I ever did, 2021. It's been in a lot of my fashion shows, and I think that is a popular product. But looking at it from a business aspect, I do want to get the inventory up on that, get the production like kind of more streamlined on that, so I'm not just sewing everything myself, but
Right.
still encompassing that sustainability aspect. And then also, I love the fashion shows, but I kind of want to move a little bit towards the teaching part of it, like
Mm.
not selling it to anybody, but I really want to focus on like the free content, how to sew, because I think this industry, like I said before, is super gate kept, and like why can't other people know how to sew? Like, if you want to design, you should start designing. So I think, at the end of the day, nobody can steal my creativity. Like, I see people bite off my design sometimes, but like, it doesn't really bother me because my creativity lays inside my head. Like, it's not like you can
Right.
go buy my creativity anywhere. Everybody has their own creativity. You know, I just want to give out some of the sauce I have, and yeah, get those hoodies going.
No, I like that. I like that. And like I said, like I love the brand. If you guys don't know, check it out. Shilaken Atelier is on Instagram. It's on the internet. Please go and check it out because it's fire. The thing about it though, you can't go on your website and buy nothing. There's nothing to shop on the website. I'm very upset. How can the people them get in contact with you to give you their monies?
Okay, so right now I actually did open the site back up like the other day for the meantime. It's only a couple items on there, a Shopify. So if you go to my Instagram, the link in my Instagram bio, it's there. But that's the other issue. Like, I'm really trying to hone in on my inventory because most of the time, whenever I did release my website, it would be like 30 pieces max on the website. And it's just like when it's gone, it's gone. So most of my sales are kind of fashion shows. Catch me at a fashion show, catch me at a pop up. That's where you can get your hands on a piece. But that's why I said I really am working on like the inventory aspect. So it is more accessible to everybody else that wants to shop.
Okay, okay. Make sure you got. Hey, I hope y'all listen, took notes to give her your monies, because like she said, it's one of one. So what you like is not there. It won't be there again. You feel
Okay.
me? Before we head out of here, right? I got a couple little fun things to ask you, because like you said, the gatekeeper, and I know that you have a thing of giving people more than you take. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions for anybody that's watching this that will get some information, some insight that's good for you. So number one, what are your top three favorite thrift stores? I'll say. Okay, because you be all over the place. So,
Yeah.
what is your favorite thrift store in Atlanta or the Georgia metro area? Atlanta metro. Your favorite thrift store in New York City,
Okay.
because that's my family's from. So I need to check that out when I go back home.
Okay.
And you're from Ohio,
Yes.
so Columbus.
Yes.
So best thrift store. I'm probably never gonna go to Ohio. I'm sorry, but whoever's in Columbus, Ohio, actually I might go because you're over there. Whoever is in Columbus, Ohio, whenever I go, what is your best thrift store there? So your three thrift stores in those places.
Okay, bet. So let's start with Atlanta. Atlanta, I'm gonna say Park Ave Thrift. This is probably really bad that I'm telling this. All the thrift people are gonna be like, "Why would she say this?" But Park Ave Thrift, their items start at 50 cents and go up to $2 for the whole week. So you can go in and get stuff for $1 on one day, $1.50 on another day, $1.25 on another day. It's mad cheap. That's in Atlanta, Park Ave Thrift Outlet.
I'm gonna
They
have to
have a
put that.
regular
You
store,
said
but
it
go
one
to
more time. Park. Spell that exactly with the English alphabet. You said park.
Park, yeah, PARK, and then Ave Thrift
Park Ave.
Outlet. They got a couple different locations. They got like two or three locations. Check them all out, honestly. One of them is more like a store. One of them is like the price breakdown that I said. They're all lit. The other one I would say is Southern Thrift Market. Southern Thrift Market.
Southern Thrift Market. Okay.
Yep. And then let's see, New York. I'm not gonna lie, New York does not have good thrifting for the low.
We don't. We claim we be acting like we do, but we don't. I'm
Yeah.
glad someone said it out loud. It's not a thrift store if you're just overpricing people's used clothes.
No, for real, for real.
Like,
But close to New York, in New Jersey, it's red, white, and blue thrift. They
Okay.
bust down every time. Same with it's called I can't remember. It's on my TikTok though. Like I posted a video about it, but I can't remember what it's called. Is it Salvation? It might be Salvation Army. I don't know, but it's I know I remember what it looks like. Those are the two. Any really New Jersey thrift to bust down. Um. Also, this is another secret that I should gatekeep, but I'm not. It's
Thank you.
called
See, this I told you we get them comfortable when they tell me secrets.
no cap. It's called New Jersey Textiles.
Okay.
Have some fabric for the low. Like it's a hole in the wall low key, but they have fabric for the low. So I'm not gonna tell you what they got there, but if you check it out, yeah, you might want to have to buy up all their inventory for your brand.
I'm gonna say, hey yo, Shilaken sent me. Give me a discount.
For real. And then for Ohio, to be honest, I haven't really thrifted out here that much. Like I feel like I did start my brand in high school, but I was doing, like stuff that I was getting from the actual fabric store. So I don't really have anything from here. But Indiana, I have a place there. It's called Goodwill Outlet. They have a lot of Goodwill outlets, but that Goodwill outlet is by far the best outlet I've ever been to. I find stuff every single time I go, and whenever I'm working on like big projects or anything, I go there because my profit margin is crazy when I get stuff from there. So, yeah, those are my thrift recommendations.
Okay. Okay. Not to get into the negativity, but we have to teach the people them. So what is one mistake what is one mistake you've done that you definitely want to tell that aspiring designer, fashion, or even just business owner, hey, keep an eye on that. You may not want to do that.
Right. I would say one thing turning it almost into a positive is collaborations with certain people.
Mm,
It comes to knowing your worth, and are all collaborations worth it? Yes or
hmm.
no, that's up to you to decide. But sometimes you can get into collaboration opportunities that may not best suit you, and you end up losing out on credit or anything like that. So I think that's probably one thing I learned for sure is when it comes to collaborations, whether it be like with stylists or anything, think is the collaboration worth it, and are they going to sell you short? I've had people claim stuff that was mine. I mean, that was mine as theirs. And I think that all goes down to knowing your worth. But I would say that's probably the biggest thing. And then on top of, of course, financial things. You got to see how serious you are, and whatever money you're making, reinvest it back into your business. Sometimes, you got to pay that rent, but,
Right.
try to reinvest it because, is your business going to be sustainable? Who knows? But you want to make sure that if you can, that it's sustainable in a way that's going to last, not just 5 years, maybe 10, 20, 30 years without you having to constantly, pick up all the steps that you left behind.
Who are you listening to while you're creating right now? Who is your top five?
Music? Okay, I listen to Cash Cobain a lot.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I listen to Cash Cobain a lot. I listen to Young Boy, and those are probably my top two right now. Like a third, I do listen to Rod Wave a lot. I know everybody be hating on me for Young Boy and Rod Wave.
I love beats on Rod Wave. Hey, I'm a nice little sad boy that be in, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Rod Wave get me right in my zone.
okay,
You get me locked in. So
okay.
I'm with you right there. I'm no Rod Wave.
Yeah, for real. So that's probably it. I would just say Cash Cobain. Like, this is the thing, right? I listen to Pandora. People probably
Pandora.
listen.
Interesting. I raise an eyebrow and tilt my head at that one.
I
It's a
know.
little interesting. A little
I
interesting.
do
Especially
not.
for some of your age. It's a little interesting.
I do not pay for Apple Music. Okay, so I listen to Pandora. I listen to Cash Cobain Radio. So
Mm,
Cash Cobain Radio includes Cash Cobain, R2R Mo, Vontae,
right.
all of those people. So that's who I listen to, like that radio a lot. And then NBA Youngboy Radio has like Young Boy. They know I listen to Rod Wave, so Young Boy, Rod Wave, Dirk, and some other people that are in that genre. But I listen to Pandora. So
Right.
yeah,
What do you think is the best fashion city?
the best fashion city.
Getting mad.
Okay, so look, it depends. It's two answers to this. It depends what
Okay.
you're trying to do.
Okay.
New York has plentiful opportunities if you apply yourself for whatever industry it may be. Honestly, but I would say like if you're looking more at the financial side and the money side of things, I think Atlanta might be a little bit better on that because New York you can price how you want, but Atlanta definitely has a like energy of like keeping up with the trends and everything like that. So I think people are more willing to just spend in Atlanta and not really worry about what the quality is, worry about
Right,
where it's
right.
from, who made it, all this type of stuff. in New York, I think it is like people, if they're going to be spending a lot of money, they're going to want to know kind of more what goes into the process,
Right.
who's it coming from, all this type of stuff. And I think, you do have to have a little bit of a niche in New York to kind of succeed. But anywhere really, those are the two cities I've been to, so I'm a little biased. The Midwest, I think, is a little harder because you have to know your market. So, in the Midwest, it's not much to do. So it's like, where are you going to wear these fancy clothes? But in New York and Atlanta, those are places where you are dressing to impress. How you look is very much your first impression. So people are definitely spending a lot of money on, items and garments and everything like
Thank you. Thank you so much for all the like amazing information and telling us your story and your creative philosophies and everything. Like it honestly, I knew when we spoke a little bit at the fashion show, I was like, yeah, I definitely gotta have her on my show. We gotta yap a little bit more. Hopefully we can
that.
yap a lot longer. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with the crowd before we go get out of here?
Oh, dang! I should have prepared something. What is my advice for the crowd right now?
Yeah, well,
When
yeah. It's
what
been
I
advice,
think I
please.
kind of this is the golden thread throughout everything. But when you feel good, you do good. So make sure you're feeling good at all times, and you're gonna do good. You don't have to know where you're going. I don't know where I'm going half the time, but when I'm feeling good, next thing you know, I'm getting invited to a show, and they're paying me for it.
Right.
So when you feel good, you do good. And my last fashion show, I took all my pieces and sold out probably 90%.
And there we go.
So
And we gotta get a crowd of amen. Amen. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
when you feel good, you do good. That's my message. Interpret that as you will, and just peace and blessings, really.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Shilaken. I won't tell nobody our little secret, but I let everybody know that we got a little secret here. You know what I'm saying? Because when
Okay,
people come and kick it with me, we become friends. We become real locked in like twins.
okay.
So you know what I'm saying? So Shilaken, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for coming in. Like I said, your energy is immaculate. The positivity is radiating from however hundreds of miles this screen is keeping us from. But I appreciate you for coming in and thank you for sharing your art with the world and sharing your art in the fashion in which you're doing it. Right, being authentically you, being genuine and being original, and really being a testament to the legacy that your great grandmother and your grandmother instilled in you. Right, like from making PJs and everything to now making fashion shows. So I know it's a beautiful full circle moment. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yes, you guys could check out my homegirl Shilaken on her Instagram. Make sure you give her all your monies at Shilaken. That's Shilaken on Instagram. You can also check out her page, Shilaken Atelier at Shilaken. I spelled it earlier for you. Make sure you pay attention. Atelier. Make sure you also check out her Shopify page so that you can get all the pieces before they go. They're 101. She told you once people see it, they go and don't take them. So please, you have to really get on those because my girl she's shooting for the moon. She's shooting for the moon. You have to check out this interview on all our platforms at the DC Voice on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at onye.777. Do it because I'm lucky. Once again, Shalakin, thank you for coming in and kicking with me. You all have a great night. Thank you.